Hello, I'm Barbara Wood and you're listening to Spain Property Insights from the Property Finders, independent buyers agents specialising in Spain. This insight focuses on Malaga province, the undisputed engine of Andalucia's property market. With Mediterranean and Atlantic coastlines, a mountainous interior, pretty whitewashed villages and iconic cities, Andalucia has it all. Several different property markets in one large region. And while Andalucía accounts for around 1/5 of Spain's property market, just one of its 8 provinces dominates the statistics. Not only does Málaga province take 25% of the overall Andalusian property market, its overseas buyers' market share of 42% is more than double both the national and regional averages. In the first of the Andalucía Story series of audios, I focused on the size and variety of the property market in the region, in which one of the standout features that makes it unique in Spain is having both Atlantic and Mediterranean coastlines. At the provincial level, there are similar standout features which impact the property markets. Only 4 of the region's 8 provinces have Mediterranean coastline. 1 has only Atlantic coastline, and 3 provinces don't have any coastline at all. Add up the numbers, and it's clear that having a Mediterranean coastline brings in the foreign buyers. 86% of foreign buyers in Andalucía head for the Med, but just 1 province does the heavy lifting, and that's Málaga. Of the 4 Mediterranean-facing provinces, Málaga accounted for 55% of all purchases by overseas buyers in 2025, while in contrast, only 4% chose one of the 3 landlocked provinces. Obviously, climate is a major part of the story, but it's far from the whole story. There are, after all, lots of places in the Mediterranean basin with plenty of winter sunshine, but when you take a closer look, many of those locations have a very out-of-season feel once the summer crowds leave. In contrast, parts of Malaga province can claim a genuine 12-month season, with low season having effectively disappeared. Winter passenger numbers into Malaga continue to reach record levels, while many other Mediterranean airports reduce schedules. There are several reasons behind Malaga's year-round appeal. It really does have the mildest and sunniest winters on the European mainland, but as already noted, many locations across the Mediterranean are good enough to bring in winter visitors. So why don't they when Malaga does? One of the biggest reasons is golf and the remarkable knock-on effects it has on the local economy. While there are golf courses throughout Andalucía, over 100 at the last count, Malaga province has 70% of them. Just as much of the Mediterranean goes into hibernation, around 500,000 golfers arrive to play somewhere in Malaga between October and May. Spending more than the average summer visitor, the golf sector is estimated to generate 3.75 billion euros in Malaga province annually. And that's great for everyone, not just golf visitors. The golfing economy sustains year-round flight schedules. It keeps hotels, restaurants, and other facilities that might otherwise close for the season open and buzzing year-round. For many overseas property owners in Malaga, who may never set foot on a golf course, winter is their favourite season in Europe's year-round golfing capital. Just as there are distinct and separate property markets in the wider region, the same holds true in Malaga, so my advice for those planning a purchase in the province is this: don't look at specific properties before understanding the differences in locations. If you fancy city life, then it's Malaga itself, but as with any large city, there are various options. You can be right bang in the historic centre, have a beachside setting, or be in the suburbs set back in the hills. Same city, different lifestyles. Malaga city sits more or less halfway between Punta Chillera in the west and Nerja in the east of the province, the roughly 150-kilometre-long stretch of coast known globally as the Costa del Sol. Some parts of the coast face east. The microclimate zones with the best winter climate face south. Golfing options are limited, between Malaga and Nerja. The majority and best quality are between Marbella and Estepona. Some locations, above all those without winter golfers, can feel very quiet in winter. In others, you wouldn't know it was January. Choosing between them is often more important than choosing the property itself. Inland Malaga attracts a very different buyer. Properties tend to be country homes, fincas and village houses, offering space and character. Other than the major motorways connecting cities and the coastal highway, road quality is variable. Within commuting distance of the coast, some roads have been upgraded, but many have not, and all are still winding and steep and unlit, with limited overtaking lanes. Be certain you want to drive on these roads before deciding on an inland purchase. For the right buyer, they can be outstanding value, but the lifestyle is very different. Summers are hotter, winters colder, and day-to-day life is centered on traditional inland communities. Malaga has become the engine of Andalucia's international property market because it offers something very few regions in Europe can match: year-round living, excellent connectivity, diverse lifestyles, and genuine choice. But even here, there isn't one Malaga market. Understanding those differences is the key to making the right decision. Think where before what. In the next edition of Spain Property Insights, I'll focus on the most sought-after part of the province, the Golden Triangle of Marbella, Benavís and Estepona, and explain why it has become one of Europe's premier residential markets. You've been listening to Spain Property Insights from the Property Finders. For more market analysis, buyer guidance, videos, blogs and podcasts about buying property in Spain, visit our website at www.thepropertyfinders.com. Thanks for listening.